Hello, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be going over my art progress throughout like the last year. Now, there's a disclaimer here, a huge one. I've been doing art since I was like in middle school, high school for I would say around 2 to 3 years, but I stopped when I first started college and I finished my college degree. So I came back to it, I would say last summer. I came back to art. So it's been around a year now. I would say since it's almost summer. It's almost hitting, I think, around a year since I've fully committed to art and practice actually every single day. I've not given up. So I want to show you guys my realistic progress of what can happen as an artist who has done art and actually I think I was pretty decent. My friends and family thought I was pretty decent, but stopped and then came back to it. And this time I'm actually better than I was before, even though I stopped doing it and came back. So I want to go over the first piece. This is my first piece after coming back in the summer, and oh my gosh, this like crushes my spirit because I haven't done art in so long, so obviously it's not gonna be as good, but like my art was not this bad as my old pieces that I did in high school, so this was like a big shock to me. Now, you gotta take time and just remember that it's the process. This funny thing, not the funny thing, but I was actually pretty happy making this, and I was actually pretty proud of it at the time. But as you can see throughout, like, this is after several months, I made another piece. I slowly started to get better, but the anatomy was a little bit off, and there were some things that I wished I could get better at. Now this is where I started to get used to shading, like the nose, and how the nose looks more realistic, but I had my anatomy wrong still. There's more mistakes, tried creating a background, which the water looks pretty nice, but it was still, you know, kind of basic in a way or manner. So this is definitely a big shock to me coming from an artist who was done and was in an AP advanced class in high school for artwork, and my teacher thought my artwork's pretty good as well. So this was like, it was devastating at first, but I get used to it and be really, really patient with myself. This one I really liked actually because I really try to go all out here with the nature and just getting used to shading trees, shading grass, and shading more water and waterfalls. And actually, even now, I still like this piece, even though I got much more better. I still love like the little patch all the way to the right that's really small of moss and the tree and the shading. This piece actually makes me really, really happy because I can see that I like really tried my best for what I could do at the time in the lamp. So I was really, and still am pretty proud of myself for sticking to it and just trying my best to like make a character and make like a magical forest that I really attempted or tried my best to do. So I'm still proud of this. Still here, I was getting a little bit better at anatomy, especially with the body, but the face was still off, the eyes, proportions, the hair. This one I kind of gave up on early, and I'm going to show you guys here some pieces that there's plenty of pieces that I worked on besides these, but they just weren't either good or they weren't completed. And some of these pieces were not completed because I gave up and wanted to start a new one, and I thought it would look better if I started a new one. So I definitely don't think it's a bad idea to start a new drawing if you feel like the first one or the second one's not going that well, but I think after the third or fourth one, I think you should definitely stick to one drawing and just finish it. Even if it may not look as good, you can fix it, stuff like that, or just start over on the same file. So I stopped working on this one halfway, but I think for like this was towards the end of summer and it was turning winter, more like winter time. So I was pretty happy with the progress so far, but still devastated. This is where I definitely got better. The anatomy and the proportions were definitely better. It didn't look as, you know, like all over the place, but still the anatomy was slightly off. Wasn't fully completed again, but I had a bad habit of just starting pieces and moving on to the next one because I couldn't stand looking at it. I couldn't stand looking at some of my artwork. I was like, no, this must be better. So I moved on from that. But this one I was really happy with. Now there are some pieces in between this one and the last one, these two, that I did work on, and this shows my progress more, but like I said, some of those are completed. I just wanted to include the ones that show my biggest progress. So this one I was really, really happy with because my anatomy was so much more better. I had a good reference. It shows off, use references, they help so much, but overall I was just like, I felt like I was finally getting back to where I used to be with my artwork, and I was getting my skill back. So this was exciting, and I tried making a character too, and this is pretty fun as well. So I was really, really happy with this piece at the time. Now I'm like, I could do better, but at the time I was really stoked. This was like a big sign to me. This one, I did actually style study of another artist. I forgot her name, but I did a study of their artwork, and I was really happy with this because I made it similar. And the background too, I did not copy the background in their drawing. I don't think they even had one, possibly, but I decided to make my own, and I was so happy because the shading on those, I don't know what they're called. What are they called? Like the what is it called? The railway or something, where you put your hands. And I made like a little shop in windows and the sunrise on the windowsills and everything. Like, it looks so, I was and still so happy about that because I kind of winged that. I didn't really use references for that. So I was so happy about that. And just the shading on the hair too, I was happy about. This one was another big sign to me. Don't listen to the MeVita one. I changed my Instagram username, so that's no longer me on Instagram. The correct Instagram is MeVi_1, but I'll show you that at the end. But don't listen to that at symbol. That's not the correct. I changed my username. But this was another big sign to me. This one I was super duper stoked. I remember I was watching or listening to videos on YouTube about a game, and I was like so psyched for this one because this one I was so proud of the shading in the hand. It looked realistic. You could I felt like the shading in the body looked so shiny, and I felt like I was finally getting to where I wanted to be with shading muscles. Little did I know that it would definitely take more than this, but also the detail on the wings and the weapon. I was just super duper happy with this. So, and the shading on the hair, I love the blue, and I think this piece was really, really fun to do. I honestly had a blast while doing it. I wouldn't say this is one of my proudest pieces, but I definitely think it was one of the pieces where I fully just was into the moment and enjoyed myself a lot. So I don't know, I think if you're gonna do artwork and you can enjoy yourself or have those drawings where you don't really think so much and you just focus and get it done, those are almost like the best drawings that you can have. Even if they might turn out the best, just the feeling of just relaxed and calm and just drawing is like wonderful. This one was N from Pokemon. I tried drawing him. It turned out I tried drawing a stronger version of him. He looks like a shark though, I'm gonna be honest. But obviously it didn't, the face didn't turn out too well, but the body turned out pretty decently and the shading and everything. But I did like him, and then I drew a stronger version. It was a whole mess. This actually doesn't look that bad, to be honest, with the shading and like the muscle and like stuff like that. And the pants actually look decent, but it's just the face that I'm looking at. It just reminds me of a shark. But this one, I definitely could have done the face better and worked on the hair a little bit more. But definitely still improving, small improvements. You're gonna see like a theme of, I feel like as an artist, you have those pieces where like you start getting better and better, and then you go back like 3 steps, and then you go up 1 step with another piece. So I feel like a lot of artists struggle with that, is where they get somewhere really high and then they drop down low, making another piece. Not that they aren't that good, it's just you're not gonna get a perfect piece every single time unless you spend a really, really long time practicing. It takes time. This one I was super proud of. I didn't finish this either. It almost looks done though, to be honest, but I love the clothing and the style and the skin shading too. I also love the eyes. It looks like the eyes look like I found a trick to do to make the eyes look so like pretty, and the eyeliner and the eyeshadow too. It was like, this piece, I want to go back and finish it now because I think I could definitely make it so much more better now, but I still love it a lot. I think it's so cute, and the clothing, it was really, really fun to do, and I love the hair, so I enjoyed this piece. And like the shading under the choker and the bow I love it so much. Yeah, I might go back and finish this piece actually, but this one was definitely another big jump of like, I could see myself getting better, especially with the face. Like looking at the first 2 pieces, that if you scroll back to the beginning of the video, you can definitely tell my anatomy was getting so much more better with this. And then this was I thought I'd include this. This is a little eye study that I did, because I was studying an artist style, and I was really happy with this because I was like, how do they get those like shiny perfect eyes? And you could see that actually one of these eyes is from the eyes from the last drawing. So I was super stoked, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm learning so much. I finally, again, another step in getting better, a big direction. So this was another big sign to me to keep on going, and that's actually the right @ symbol for my Instagram. It's actually MeVi_1. That's the correct one now. But another sign that having patience and just keep on drawing pays off, and just not to rush everything in. It takes time. So don't forget that if you're an artist drawing and you're watching this as motivation, don't forget you're gonna have your good pieces and your bad pieces. Even when you get really good, you're probably still gonna have your bad pieces, but don't let that stop you from continuing and trying to get better, because you will. It just, like I said, takes time. Art is a skill that's very kind of like tedious. It's very, very tedious. This one, oh my gosh, I love the hair. This one was so much fun to do. It took me like a whole 2 or 3 months though. I think this was one of the longest pieces that I ever worked on, and I love the shading on the best and everything, and I just love the face. I actually like too, and the lip on the shading, but I think I would change the face a little bit more to make his nose smaller, or like something with the front of his nose I would definitely change, and maybe the eyes bigger. But I love the hair, and this one was very experimental. I experimented with a lot. The shading on the muscles like definitely could have done better. I probably needed a better anatomy reference, not gonna lie, but this one I'm really proud of too, even now, but I'm doing better than this now. But I think even now I'm really happy with this one. This one was so much fun to do when I felt like it looked more professional to me, and more like, yeah, more like professional artists did this, so I was stoked about this. This one, no, this one is half finished again because I love doing that. But no, this one I was really happy with anatomy too, but I thought I'd include this. I know it's not done yet, and it's kind of like just but again, the reason why I want to make this video, like I said, is to show you guys that it takes time and that you can improve, but also just like how my anatomy is getting better and how my expressions, and so I want to show people that my progress and how it's improving and how you could see the improvements. So this is definitely one where the face anatomy got better, the anatomy on the body got better, the hands too, the expression, like the hair, just everything looks clean. It's just I didn't finish it, which kind of sucks, but might go back and finish this one too, who knows. This one was Zelda. I remember I found an artist who did this piece and I thought I'd make it, and this one was definitely another one of those ones that was really fun, but definitely took a long time. And this is probably one of my second longest pieces that I've ever done, but it was so much fun, and I thought I had a little blue background. And if you want to go see these a little bit better, you can check out my Instagram at the @'s up there, but check it out on my Instagram and you can see all these pieces in better quality. But this one was so much fun too. Anatomy is really good. I love shading. I want to like practice using this skin tone again, or these tones, because that's my favorite skin tone to paint and shade with. And I love this like how using a darker tone on a little whitish like skin tone makes it look so realistic. It's just and I forgot to mention too. I use Clip Studio and Procreate for these. They're a mix of Clip Studio and Procreate, so both of these are Clip Studio and Procreate. I did end up getting Clip Studio later though. I had Procreate first because I got an iPad. These next ones are going to be strictly from Procreate. Like literally this one's from Procreate. This one, oh my gosh. This one was like... This one looks so much more realistic than any of my other drawings, and I still wonder today, like, how did I make it look so realistic? And for some reason I feel like I don't know if I can make another drawing so realistic, but this one was like a big sign to continue and not give up on my artwork, and just to like keep on going and don't let my inhibitions or my fears stop me from going and just thinking that I'm not good enough. This one was like, I love the face, I love how realistic it looks. Like it literally looks like a person in real life, I feel like, almost. And I'm normally not one to like kind of boast about my artwork or like be like I'm the best, because I don't think I'm the best. I think I'm definitely decent, but I think I could definitely improve. But I would have to say, out of all my pieces, this one's probably the best I've ever done, or one of my favorites. Maybe not the best that I've ever done, but definitely one of my favorites that looks the most realistic. I'll say that probably looks the most realistic. It's definitely this one. I just love the skin tone and the face shading. The hair could have done better. The sweater, I like the shading, but I could have added more tones too, like darker tones to shade the sweater. But I would say definitely the face is just, the skin shading is chef's kiss. Like, ugh, it looks, and the lips too. Check this out on Instagram because it looks so much, it'll look even better on Instagram. This one was really fun to do. I tried something different with this one, but I think it kind of backfired. It was actually, this one is really cool and I enjoyed doing it, but I tried a different method of shading skin and hair to where I just kind of, you know, where artists kind of like kind of splotch it in a messy way. Because I saw a bunch of artists doing that, like Sam Does Arts and a bunch of other people. And I realized that's not for me. That's not the method that I want to do. It may be quick, but it doesn't look bad. Like, it looks decent, but it's just, the skin looks so like, it looks, there needs to be more contrast, way more contrast. And by doing like a more messy painting and shading, it made the contrast look worse. You could see some contrast, like the light tone on the nose and on the cheek, but definitely could have been improved more, I would say. I might even go back. So many of these I can go back and do better now, but I think definitely better contrast would help this one. This one, oh my gosh, this one I was like, we're just, I don't even want to, this one's decent, but I feel like this is where I'm talking about where I think you take 3 steps back and 1 step forward. This was an example of like, this doesn't look bad and I improved, like the eyes look really pretty and the hair and the nose, but compared to these two, like this one and this one, like once I made this and then I made this, like this is an example where I'm saying that like you're gonna have a really good piece and then you're gonna have a piece where you're like, what, like how like how did I make this? Like I thought it was this good. But I'm actually like I made this though, even though I think I'm this good. And so you're gonna have those moments, but don't give up. This one was another one where I was like, oof, improvements. But the skin shading is really fun, although now I think, like I said, improvements could have been made. But this one was really fun to do. I was actually a little bit nervous because I was like, I want to make a piece just as good as this one, and I was like, am I ever going to be able to do that again? Because I started getting imposter syndrome, and I was like, what if I can't draw this again? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like when you get a big promotion or you get something really good, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like what if I never get that again? Or like what if I never get as good, or like make another piece that good? But this one, I made this one and I was like, okay, no, we can still make that one, we could still do really good, make really good drawings. And so I love the shading in the sweater, I love the shading in the skin. Lips could have been improved, nose too. That's probably where I messed up on this one, was I think if I would have made the nose shape better, I think that it could have looked as good as the other one that I showed you. But the hair, I love the hair so much. I love the hair. And the nails too, and the fingers. I think the anatomy on the nails and the fingers probably is one of the best things about this piece, besides the shading on the sweater. This one took me, this one was so much fun to do. It was the easiest and the most fun, probably out of all these pieces. And maybe not the most fun of all these pieces, but definitely fun, and one of the easiest. This took me literally like 3 days or 4 days, and I usually finish a piece in about a week or 2. Definitely around 2 weeks, I would say, because I usually do multiple drafts, and if I don't like them, then I scratch them. So this one only took me 3 days though, and I was like, I did it 3 or 4 hours a day, 3-4 days, and I was like, how the heck did I make this so quickly? And it looks better than like half my drawings that took me like months or weeks to make. Like, it's unbelievable. So I was really happy with this one, and I still love this piece. I should change my profile picture to this. But this one was so much fun to do, and the reference, and just like, I love the eyes, and I was having trouble figuring out how do people like make the face look like it has makeup on it, like that rosy like blush, because I kept on doing that in my previous pieces of artwork, and I felt like the rosy blush was too much. It almost looked like a clown. But the key is placement. You make sure you place it right and blend it really well out. I was placing the blush too much and I wasn't spreading it out, and it just was not placed on the sides of the cheekbones and like right anatomy. And this piece, I placed it like precisely. And this is another piece where I felt like I was getting better, especially with the shading on the cheekbones and the lips too. It made me so happy, and I was like, finally another thing that I understand better now. But this one was so much fun to do, and I love the dress. I just love the whole aesthetic of it. This one was another big one where I would say this is like, I forgot to say the time. This was like around, I would say 2 or 3 months ago, maybe even 4. But I would say this is where my art starts to snap, like go off. This is where my art starts to go off more. Like, this is my skill level, I would say, almost now. I still make mistakes now, still have moments where I suck, but I would say this is like where my art gets good. So this made me so happy. I love the shading on the hair, and I love the sunflowers. I didn't think I could do sunflowers that well. I was like, oh, I'm gonna draw these sunflowers and they're gonna suck, like they won't be that good, I'm gonna have to redo them a bunch of times. Turns out sunflowers for me are actually way easier than I thought they were, and took me like not that long. The face took me longer, but this was just, I love how like pastel and like creamy the skin looks. I love it so much, and the expression on the eyes and how pretty the eyes are and the clouds. So this one I tried adding more backgrounds, and this one I was like, you know what, I should try to add more backgrounds, even if it takes me like another week or another 3 days. I think I should put in the time, and I think it'll pay off on social media too, and just YouTube and everything like that. And I did. This piece was actually really well liked on my YouTube shorts, so yeah. This one was this is gonna throw people off. This one I did just for fun, for like the hell of it, because I want to do more anime style, and I feel like after these 3, these 1, 2, after these 3, actually go back, these 4, this one, this one, this one, And this one, I was like, you know what? I think I've got realistic down. I think I'm at a good level where I can take a step back from doing realistic portraits or realistic drawings and focus on more anime type stuff. So I stopped doing that. And I've been focusing on more like anime and cartoony drawings, but I still like realistic. So I worked on this, and I'm really happy with it because it looks really cute. I think her name is Marine Kirigawa. Don't come at me if I say her name wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right though. But she's from the, I forgot which anime, but it's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, it's from, I'll put it in the description. But this one was so much fun to do because it was simple, but it was really cute, and it was like, I don't know, it was exactly what I said, just simple and cute. So it was simple shading, simple clothes shading. It kind of brought me back to the basics, like where I first started, and I was like, this one looks, I think it looks really good, and it was so much less stressful than my other drawings. This one, oh my gosh, I learned another new trick here. I had trouble shading the nose and the lips, making them, I see a bunch of artists on Pinterest having like these juicy lips that like they make in Procreate, and I'm like, how the heck do you do that? Well, it turns out my friend, they sent me a few brushes, or like a lot of brushes on Procreate, and there's this one brush, I forgot what it's called, but it's like rack or something, and it's like a not rack, rake I mean, and I think it's like a rake where it like does like a rake or like a line, and it's like a cylinder, and it's the perfect brush to create that effect. I realized that the brush just literally, I just pressed it down and like went down, like pressed really hard, and it literally made the effect of like super duper juicy lips. So that was another trick, and that's another thing that I accomplished, another step towards getting better. Same thing with the nose. Turns out just a simple airbrush and just a little dot and then blending can make the cutest nose and the most rosy nose that like I've ever made. This one I wanted to experiment obviously with the blush, the nose, and the lips, and I also wanted to add more color to the hair and add like hair extensions or like little extensions with like colors in them. This one was so much fun to do, and I would say this is probably one of my most recent ones. This one is my latest one. This one, I think, like I said, this is where I experiment with like more anime. I keep on going back between anime and like more cartoony and realistic, but this one I'm super duper proud of. This one took so much energy out of me though. Like it took me, I was tired after making this. It was really, really fun, but boy was I tired from making this. But it was so much fun to do, and I learned from another artist a few tricks, and I tried mimicking their style. So this is kind of a style study too for the eyes and the face structure. And I also learned a new trick with shading hair to do like an ultra glow on the top of the head, and the muscles look so good. So this is probably my most recent piece, and the next pieces will be coming out soon. So make sure you follow and subscribe down below to see more improvements throughout my artwork. But these are my goals of what I want to get to. This is Kuroshiro. He's, I believe, a YouTuber and an Instagram artist, and I love his artwork. And I want to get to this level or like something like this with like more anime style. Not realistic, but more anime style. And I want to get to more of this level. I think my drawings are really good and I like my style, but I also like his style a lot. Also with Gyochin, he's on Twitter. I also love his style. This is probably one of my favorites, the fruits. And just the character looks so like, the colors are so calm and peaceful, but they're so bright too, and it blends perfectly well. So I think I need to get better at color theory and just using colors. This one I really like because the anatomy is really good and the clothing shading is so good. Two things that I want to get even better at. So I love this piece for those two reasons, and I thought I'd include it in this because that's what I want to get better at. This one is just really, this is just so cute. I just had to include this. This is what I like to draw like too. So I thought I'd include this as well. And then this one's a little bit sussy though, but I don't know if I completely like the style. I love the eyes and the hair, but the reason why I include this was because I love the face and the eyes. I don't know who this artist is. The last two, I couldn't find the artist, so I would include them if I knew them, but I tried finding them, couldn't. But I love the shading on the body, so that's why I included this. And the pants, I want to get really good at shading even better to make it look so realistic like this. But if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to follow me at my socials down below. I think I did skip over one, but that one's not too important. It's no biggie. But follow me on YouTube, Maybe Draws, and the gaming. I have like a side gaming channel that I'm working on, and then Twitch. That's where I live stream my artwork. Usually over the weekends. You can see the times on my Twitch page. And if you want to see all my artwork in better quality and resolution, check out my Instagram at MeV1. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to follow down below and subscribe and like the video. I hope to see you in the next video, but I thought I'd make this video for you guys, anyone who's maybe doubting their ability or confused whether they could better. Just keep on practicing, keep on pushing forward. I had my moments too. Even today I was like, man, I feel like I suck still, but you don't. Just keep on going, and even if you don't feel like you're good, or even if you're at beginner stage, keep on pushing through. You can do this, and I hope this new video can motivate you to keep on going. Anyway, see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.